welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you are new here, you guys. This is Small Town Apparel. It used to be called Simply Sublimation, but this is a newer channel. I have my main channel is Small Town 6 with cooking and grocery hauls. This channel is dedicated to helping the crafters, the small business people, people that are just needing tips on different things and honest tips, honest reviews, honesty. Because there's a lot of stuff on YouTube and a lot of people will just tell you what you want to hear to sell, like to promote products for companies. So anyway, you guys, this video is one that I thought I needed to make. This wasn't one that I planned to make today. The video that I was shooting for was a different one that I'll put out next week. But I have like a small TikTok. If you guys want to follow me over there, I'm new on TikTok. It is Small Town Apparel 1. I'll link all that stuff down below. I'll link my Amazon storefront also, like for my stuff that I purchased for my business, all the Amazon stuff that I personally use, not stuff that anybody sends me to promote. So you guys, today I'm sharing with you guys a Canva tutorial, like a very basic Canva tutorial. A lot of people in the DTF industry, in the sublimation and eco-solvent, all that kind of stuff, everybody will tell you they use different things. I started using Canva. I literally knew nothing about, like, I was a stay-at-home mom for several years and I hadn't been on a computer for any purpose other than Microsoft Word. So I self-taught myself how to do the editing, how to do like all of it on an old school computer. And the very first thing that I got was Canva, because you make thumbnails, you make things with it. Canva's awesome. Canva opens up a world of possibilities. I make flyers with it. I make designs with it for shirts. I make my thumbnails. I make invitations. I mean, you name it. And it is awesome. I'm going to make some business cards. You can even make business cards and upload them. I think it is to Office Max or whatever. They partner with Canva. If you want to make shirts, like I print my own shirts. If you want to make shirts and have them printed, you can link that up with one of those printing on demand. I mean, it is unlimited. And no, I'm not sponsored by Canva. That would be a dream. But, you know, I wanted to share with you guys because I'm on TikTok and had so many views on one little tiny video that I thought was so basic to me. But people were begging me, like sending messages saying, can you please tell me, you know, I can't figure Canva out. So that's where this comes into play. This isn't a long video. This is a basic one. If you guys like this sort of thing, if Canva is totally new to you, then this is your video. I'm going to show you a step-by-step how I create like a design, how I make something, just the very minimal basics to get you going. And then I'm going to show, as I pressed a bag with a company that I absolutely love, HTV Ron. I buy their stuff. I use their stuff. And I recommend their stuff. So, not sponsored at all, but I'll show as I press it to show you don't have to have a big heat press to press things either. You can use like the 12 by 12 press. So anyway, let's get going with this video, you guys. Thank you for joining me. I'm sorry I'll keep this short. Let's get going. Okay guys, first thing we've done is we've gone to Canva. So I have the pro version. There is the free version also. The pro, if you guys have, if you purchase the pro or you have a friend that has pro and they get like, I think they get 5 accounts, it's called Teams. If they purchase it or you want to split it with somebody like that, I can't remember the cost per month. I had a friend and she's a YouTuber also, and she doesn't need 5 accounts, but she has to pay for it because she needed it anyway. So she gave me and my other YouTube friend an account, because you can have 5 people on your team. So you can split that if you want to do it that way instead of paying full price. So anyway, it has a lot of extras like for thumbnails, for designing, things like that. So here is the most basic thing. Go to create a design, and then you're going to scroll down, and it has so many different things. Like if you've never been on here, take a minute and you can go through the Canva free. And you can hit custom size. This is what I always go to, as you see, for like tumbler wraps. I use that size. I have an Eco Tank 15,000 and an Eco Tank 4,800. So I vary in size. So let's say we're going to do standard letter size 11 by 8.5 inches. So you're just going to put that in, or whatever, you know, like for example, let me go back to that. If you want to put a custom size, you go up here, you change that, because I don't do pixels. You can do it inches, and then you can type in your width and height right there. Very basic, whatever your size is, it really just depends on what you want to do. So anyway, back to that design. So over here, you have these tabs. And I'm going to try to, I'm sorry if my camera's moving. I'm trying to hold this as still as possible and film this. So over here you have like design, you have elements. Elements are huge on here. So say you're looking for something. Say you want to design something. And like I said, you can use this. You just can't resell Canva's like stuff. So like you create things with it. So like, let's say we're going to look for like mama. Like for example, like look at all this. All of that comes up right there. So if you want to make a shirt or something with this logo, you could totally do that. I've made shirts for myself on here. So you could do that. You could stretch it out. You size it up just the way that it is on there. You stretch it out and it shows you the sizes. See how it's showing 8.8 by 7.5? It shows all of that. So you can stretch that out. But that was just an example. Those are just images that are already on there. You can click see all and it'll show you all of the different images that are available with that. Now some of them are going to have this option on there. It's going to say Pro. That means you need the Pro edition. That's the one I was talking about that you pay for. The regular standard ones will not have the word Pro on there. No. So a lot of these elements are going to say Pro, but not all. And so like there's even photos, things like that if you want to use those. You can even type in the word free, because for the longest time I didn't have the Pro edition. I just had the free one because I didn't have any purpose for it. So you could even type in coffee. That's like a big one on here. Just hypothetical. So like these are free. All these images right here are free. But some of them are Pro. Most of these right through here are free. The difference in some of the Pro is like, for example, this coffee, you can change the colors on it. So you can make that pink. You can make it whatever you want it to be. So just playing around with it. Like this one, you can change the colors on the whole coffee thing. And like, but this one's really cute. Like this. See this one? Say you wanted to use this cup. Say this was your image that you wanted to use. Say we were going to make a shirt with this. And you wanted it to say like coffee is life. Just because that's the same old quote. So we'll go to text right here. And it's going to pull up all these different options. It's going to pull up all of these, like these are just sizes, like for headings. So what I usually do is I just click the first one. And so we're going to change the font on here, but we're going to put coffee is life. Okay, so we've typed that, coffee is life. We're going to change the size just a little bit, and all you're going to do is take the corner and drag it. That's all you got to do. And then say you like that font. That's fine. Then leave it that way. Say you want it bigger. You just stretch the corners out. And if you want to change your font, there are so many fonts. I mean, you can Google it for different fonts you're looking for. One of my favorite is Apricots because I feel like it's a little bit fancier. And look, this is even more fun. Go up here. This is free too. Go to Effects. Click that button. This one was just actually added, I think, yesterday. I've been looking for this for thumbnails forever. They just added that. But like, say you want it to have a shadow. So you would click shadow. See how it darkens it? You can change the background shadow color that goes on there. Like, see the maroon behind it? Say you don't want that. Say you want to just lift it, elevate the font a little. You can do that. If you want it to be hollow with nothing in it. If you want it spliced, that's one I use a lot when I'm doing fonts. Not so much this type of font, but the other. And then you can change like the color in it, like the pink, for example. This one they just added, and I really like this one for thumbnails. So it will actually also, it won't show you the matching colors in this part, but if you go to, like, up here is your font type. Right here is your size. And then this is the color of your letters. So it will always, when you click on that color, show you, if you have images, See how it shows you what your picture is? It tries to let you match up the collars to match your picture. A lot of times I don't use those, but say you wanted to. Those are the collars that are matching the other collars in your picture. So there is that. And then these are just your standard collars that are free. So, like say we wanted to leave it at that. If you want to find a collar, like what you can do on the internet is you can Google hex numbers, H-E-X, hex numbers, and you can find color codes for very specific collars. Or right here, like for example, say I want pink. It's going to match me up to the pinks that are available. So like say I want that one, I'll click that one, which actually I really like that one. So let's say we're going to leave it at this. And say that's what we want the shirt to say, coffee is life. Say we want to add like a heart. Then we're going to go to this. We're going to click heart, type in the word heart. And like say we want that one. That one's free, but we don't want red. Say we want the pink. That pink is automatically up there because it's the last one I used. It's going to put the same colors you've already used back up there. So say I want that. Say that's the shirt that I want. So say this is everything. So I'm not importing any images off of anything else. I don't need to remove the background because like, for example, this is already on there. If you want to remove a background, click on that file. Click on Edit Image, click on Background Remover, and it will remove the background that is on there. Because when you're doing sublimation, the white really doesn't matter if it's got a white background. When you're doing DTF, when you're doing other things, you cannot have any sort of a background or it's going to print those collars. So you always have to make sure that it doesn't have a background. And you can double check that right here. This is an example. Now I will say for DTF, I do use this on my little printer, but if you're going to print things like gang sheets, things like that, you need your DPI to be a lot higher. And this does not tell you what your DPI is. So that's important to remember. There are programs my friend said you can go with, which I love Canva. I love that. But I do need a higher DPI if I get into printing like, oh, look at this cloud background. If I get into printing something bigger, then I'm going to need something. They said you could use Affinity Pro. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of that, but I was going to look into doing that. I don't know what I just did to the background. Let's go back to the background. Let's change the background back to white. Okay, so then what we're going to do is we're going to go to Share. Say that's our image that we want to do. Go to Share. You're going to go down to Download. And what you always, always, always need to make sure of is that you hit transparent. You have to make sure it's got transparent background. You're going to hit done. And so it's going to save your work. And I save it as a ping file. It gives you all the options on there. But I've always used ping files. So there's our image. So say we were going to print it. You can pull it up in Photoshop. You can pull it up in whatever you want. I don't have to do that. I just pull it up in this. You set your paper for what it is. It's landscape. And then that's it. You hit print. And there you go, guys. That is how you make a simple shirt. It will print out on your paper. And that's that. You can press it if you're doing sublimation. You can upload it, to RIP if you've got like one of those little desktop DTF. It really just depends on what you're using for your software with that. But this is the most basic way to make a design in Canva. Okay guys, so here is Etsy. For example, if you have files, hypothetically, like here is a file that I used. I'm going to use it in this video to show you how to make a bag. So you hit download files, you'll download that file from Etsy. It's going to put it in whatever format. I'm just showing you like the tutorial. My ping file, so it's going to come up. I love this file. So there, I've downloaded that. So I need to extract it. I'm going to hit extract and extract, and then got it. Okay, from if you don't want to create something. So let's go back to create design. Let's do custom size. So let's do 11 by 8.5. It's going to save your last 3 that you've done in there. So that makes it easy. So what we're going to do this time is, because this file is on my computer, I'm going to hit uploads. You're gonna hit upload file. And so these are my thumbnails and things like that. So I'm gonna find the file, which should be the very last one. So then I'm gonna hit open. It's going to upload that file, and it has no background because when you buy them off Etsy, they don't have a background. You always want to make sure that. So we're going to stretch that out to the corners. This is so easy to do. So you're going to do that. Then you're going to hit share. You remember what we said about scrolling. You're going to hit, where's the let's see. Download. And then you're going to hit transparent background, download. And there you go, guys. And then what you're going to do from this is if you're making a sublimation shirt, you're making, you know, whatever it is that you do. If you're just doing sublimation, you're just going to print that. And there you go. That is super duper easy way to do it. I hope this helps somebody to realize that it's not as bad as you think it is with Canva. You guys, I reached out to HTV Ron. I worked with them before with a heat press that they sent me, and they didn't reach out to me. I actually reached out to them because I really, like, I buy supplies from them. I really like their brand a lot. It's awesome. My dad even buys stuff from them. So I reached out to them. They are an incredible company, and I told them, you know, I'm going to be doing this project, and I really need one of those presses that are kind of like the Cricut, but I don't need name brand products. Like, I don't need the main one that created it or whatever, because I have, I usually buy the other brands, and they're just as awesome, if not better, usually. So HTV Ron is an awesome brand. I asked them if they would let me sample their sublimation paper. So I want to be sampling this because I'm very excited about this. I've only used one other brand, and I've heard horror stories about a lot of brands out there, but I know HTV Ron is awesome with their vinyl, all of their other materials, and I am so excited that they sent some sublimation paper because I'm always using sublimation paper. And you guys, I will link all these products down below, and I'll be sharing this in another video, if not this one, of how that looks. Another thing, oh my gosh, if you guys know, if you do the sublimation, you know how much butcher paper, transfer paper, whatever paper, you know how much paper you go through. It is unreal. And I buy my materials at Sam's Club because that is the cheapest place to buy the huge rolls. But it is still so tedious, so time consuming, so annoying to have to cut that all the time, plus such a waste. So I do have the Teflon pillow pads that protect your like to put as an insert when you're doing bags, things like that, because I learned the hard way, it will melt. It will absolutely stick together. I didn't notice it. I even sent an order out, and I felt terrible about it because I sent it out, and when it cooled down, like where I guess I left it without putting something in the middle, it heated together. I gave that to the person. They couldn't open the bottom of the bag. So I redid it, but I ordered the pillow inserts first. So Teflon's awesome. I've never had my own sheets though, and so I asked them, I said, would you guys send me some Teflon sheets, because I've got horror stories with like like getting heat press settings the right way, getting the color of shirts burnt, and I used to think you couldn't get that out. You guys, you can absolutely get the burnt colors out if your press is too hot. And it's just been trial and error with this new press that I have. Beautiful press, beautiful. It's an industrial press, but oh my gosh, it's giving me a headache. So I said, please, 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 will you send me some Teflon sheets so I can try those, because Teflon is heat resistant. So this will protect your garment, and you don't have to sit there and cut all that butcher paper. So I'm super excited about that. They sent me these. Their products are very inexpensive, very reasonable, and quality. So you guys, what I'm doing is I love the mini presses. I love their big press. I love it, the auto open press I have, and it's affordable. That's the biggest thing. It works and it's affordable. So they have this one. This is the smaller heat press. This is the 10 by 10 model. So if you do projects that require, let me just say, if you're doing certain bags, you don't want to stick that whole thing in the heat press, because if you don't know what you're doing, you'll melt the whole bag. If you're doing awkward projects that you can't really stick in a heat press, I'm sure you could finagle it somehow. There's certain materials you don't want to stick in a heat press just because it's got polyester or cotton or whatever. A lot of times there are materials you don't want to stick in your heat press just because it's either too much pressure or it will just, you can't get the right settings, and you need something other than a heat press. And that is what I have fallen into. For this, I couldn't do sublimation, and I don't work a whole lot with vinyl. I do like some vinyl. I love DTF, but I'm not even going to the horror story of my DTF printer. So I love DTF. I did get my printer to work for this example. Thank goodness. I'm debating about whether upgrading to a really big industrial one. We'll see how that goes. So I needed this very specific thing. It took a lot of work to get the white on the back of my DTF print because, oh my gosh, you guys, if you watched that video about my DTF printer. Anyway, so I got this. A lot of labor of love there. I am going to put it, the reason being, I don't recommend this. This isn't my favorite seat ever. This is a stadium seat. My husband was like, what did you buy? Well, you guys, I bought this because I want to order a big shipment of these. Not these, but the ones with the bars. These are stadium seats. I wanted to order a big shipment of the stadium seats. Well, this is exactly the same material for the back of the stadium seats as the other. I ordered these, I think, from Jiffy or Port and Company, something like that. All the brands have them. But these are almost like a pillow for your seat. There's a little bit of metal in the backs of these. So I did not want to put this thing in the heat press. Not at all. And so I reached out to HTV Ron and I said, I'm going to try something. I want to try this special project. I want to see if it works, see how it goes. So they sent me the press to try it. So you guys, this will be the first time I've ever done this. And I've only got one chance to get this right because I did buy this. This wasn't cheap. So we're gonna test this out. We're gonna test this DTF print out on this with the new 10x10 heat press. And you guys, I have a pad for this also for like when you're pressing under things. I got from Temu, but they sell them all over the place. You don't need that necessarily. Let's go ahead and get this out, guys. By the way, if you're wondering why I'm in the kitchen, it's because my kitchen has the best lighting. So this is what it comes. By the way, this comes in all kinds of colors. I wanted the teal color because my little girl likes teal. It's your instruction book. It shows you unlimited options you can do. And it's super easy. So let's go ahead. We'll get this out of the box. Really, all it is you're going to plug this in. You're going to set your temperature, and then it'll be ready to go right out of the box. There's nothing else really to it. So, oh, look how cute. They've even got a little bag. I guess you could put that in to store it. Or you can even sublimate that bag if you want to with the heat press. So, look how cute this is. I like the details that they've added to this heat press because it's got the gold on it. I think that's really pretty. So there's your case that you set it down in while it's heating up. Here's your press. Let's go ahead and unsnap all this stuff. I like that they put a bag there if you're not wanting to leave yours out all the time. So let's go ahead. We'll get these settings. I gotta double check the settings. Like I said, I have never done this before. And DTF is a whole other type of material in itself. So this just tells you to be careful of burns. Let's go ahead and turn this on. Okay guys, there's no accurate temperature on the internet for this. So this is, hopefully not a costly mistake. But this is gonna be, because these are about 20 some dollars for one of these. We're gonna like set this for 300 degrees just because I want to make sure. I know when I press DTF on shirts, I'm doing it at 365. So let's go ahead. This is simple. Gonna click the button for your temperature. There we go. Temperature, we're gonna set to 300. DTF, you don't need as much heat. And it really depends on what DTF print you have, whether it's a cold peel or hot peel. So I do a cold peel on this. We're going to do 10 seconds. We'll do 11 just to be on the safe. And then there's the time. Okay. It even tells you your weight. Okay, so we're letting it heat up. That's what we're going to do. And once it's ready, we'll start this. Okay, you guys. So this is on there, So like I said, I may need, if you do one hand for pressure, if it's light pressure, you only need to use your hand. If it's medium pressure or heavy pressure, you'll use both hands. And you don't need anything to put over this. I don't think. I don't with DTF. So let's go ahead and do this countdown. I'm going to do heavy pressure and start. Okay friends, that's it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. I hope it gave you guys some motivation to use Canva. Like I said, this is just very basic stuff. If you guys want some more of these types of tutorials, or there's something you want to suggest that I make a video on, let me know. I'd be glad to help you guys because we're all in this together. But I appreciate you guys watching. Don't forget to give the video a big thumbs up. Please hit the subscribe button if you are new here. And I will see you guys next week.